It is now 1:08 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday, November 23rd, 2014, and this video blog is for my post. Actually, it's a Saturday post, Saturday, November 22nd post, and the topic is when dreams become a message to change the future of the past, premonition of what to come, and being scared and faith. I haven't made a blog since the end of August, so September, October, November, pretty much almost 3 months, because a lot of things have happened, and because I was not in a good place, but in a way it was a lot of growth, I guess, growing pain. I learned a lot, I've changed a lot, but it was a lot of pain indeed. But I feel that I'm in a better place now, and I've been trying to get back to blogging, and something happened last night that I thought it would be a good post for me to start back up. And I obviously will want to go back through what happened to me for the past 3 months or so and try to put that together. I don't know how I'm gonna do that yet, but I would like to share as much as I can. So anyway, if you had been reading some of my blog, you would know that I tend to have premonitions through my dreams. Sometimes it's just messages of warning, sometimes it is premonition of what is to come. And I guess when it started heavily in 2012, actually in 2011 it started, but it's starting to become more frequent when my dreams become messages or dreams. And in the beginning, I would say that it was kind of fun, it's like something that I've never really experienced before. It's like, getting a new toy, like holy shit, I can do all these things, like energy and, and seeing other beings. And so this past several years has been like kind of like scary, a lot of fear, but at the same time a lot of excitement. Like I want to know more, I want to experience more. And like whenever I have these premonitions, I just like, oh my god, this is gonna really happen. If it's happening, it's like so cool, because I can see what's gonna happen. And I try to understand how to like decode my dreams or my messages, or in dreams anyway. And I mean, I get messages not just in dreams, but while I'm awake as well. Or like warning as well, but I'm just gonna focus on dream on this one. But basically, before it's like, oh my god, is it gonna happen? Like I want to know if it's gonna happen, or if it's just like my brain like putting things together and making it into a dream, But because this past several years, it's been happening more and more, and my last dream that turned out to be a premonition when I kind of wrote it off was the week of Halloween. It was basically a dream about being arrested, and I kind of wrote it off as just nothing. I don't know why I didn't really look at it. I mean, I kind of did tell Justin that it seemed like it was a warning that I should not be caught in the wrong side of the fence or at a bad place at a bad time. But I kind of wrote it off, and when it actually happened a week later, it did help me in terms of like allowing me to like as before in my other dreams, where it allows me to be in that moment and to like take everything in and not to be scared and to just observe and to just live through that moment, because I already know what's gonna happen, and not and not to miss anything, I guess, in a way, and to just accept it. It's happening, and there's nothing I can do about it. But last night I had another dream, another like vivid surreal dream, and this time I got arrested again for something else, and it's something that it's something that I know that I shouldn't be doing, and it is something, I mean, I do it because I want to study it, like I want to study how the brain works, how like the mind works too. That's why I do it, like how it affects me and hopefully I can understand how it affects other people, but I guess in a way it is. So anyway, I had a dream that got arrested, and in my dream I got scared. Of course I lost faith in my dreams, like, you know, like this life, or whatever this life cycle that I'm in is like there's no fixing. It's just gonna be like one disaster after another, and I'm just fucking things up left and right, you know, just like what Satan told me, like in September 2014, like stop fucking shit up, you know. But it just seemed like I don't have the capacity. I don't know, like it's like I mean I could be just a stubborn person or something, kind of like this, you know, spirit or this entity told me when I was in San Diego in 2013 that I'm just stubborn, you know. I don't listen to the sign or the messages that the universe is giving me to help me along the way, and I just kind of like want to test things out and want to test God, maybe, you know. So where am I? So yeah, so this time I have this dream, and I woke up. It's been haunting me all day, you know. I'm just like starting like this. I would say this is like kind of like the first time where my dream is really affecting me, like my if it is a premonition, it's like really affecting, because I don't want it to happen. I don't want to go back to jail. I mean, I've experienced firsthand for the first time in my life, or this life cycle anyway, what jail is like, and it's not. I mean, I was starved for 7 days, and I don't want to be starved again. And I don't want to be just sitting doing nothing in like that again, you know. Just that, I mean, being in jail just made me think of that book by that guy, the book Man's Search for Meaning. God, it's just like that, you know. But I just reminded myself that other people had it worse, so jail was not so bad, but it is bad, you know. And I guess I'm scared. I'm scared that this dream is a premonition that is telling me that there is no way getting around it. But at the same time, in the past, certain premonitions does happen or does not happen. And it can be changed. It seems like it can be changed or can be prevented. So, I mean, obviously, I'm going to do everything I can to listen to this one dream and make sure that that doesn't happen. And I'm so scared, you know, and the only thing that I can do is to have faith and trust in God, in the divine plan, that whatever will happen according to what is supposed to happen. I don't even know what the master plan is. I mean, God, I mean, in a way, I've been shown a glimpse of it, but I still don't understand it, you know? I mean, actually, I don't know what God wants with me. But, guess like one of the reason why I think that this can be changed is because I had a dream back in September of 2011 while Matthew and I was living together then. You know, our life was kind of shady then. We were in active addiction. Our relationship and our life was really spiraling down a bad, you know, downward spiral into like oblivion. And I had a dream that we were going on a trip to Thailand in like a month of November. I didn't specify the year in my dream, you know, just like say November. And like Matthew and I were like happy, we were like feeling free. Like in my dream it seemed like we were not on drugs anymore. We were just happy and free, you know. But then we broken up like by the end of that month. And I didn't think much of it about that dream. But then Matthew moved back in March of 2012, and things actually got worse, you know, in terms of being on this material plane. But in terms of spiritually, it was a growing pain. I think for Matthew and I, it was like exactly what was supposed to happen. That was like, that year was like the beginning of my rebirth, I would say, like an awakening. All of my metaphysical, spiritual, whatever was happening, like as like an explosion that year. And basically in the month of July, without going into details, my parents decided to help or put Matthew and I into a 3 months rehab, but it didn't last long because communication was bad, bad energy, bad everything. I was in a bad place. I had a lot of anger, a lot of resentment. I was not being respectful toward my parents. I was not being respectful toward God, really, I guess. I was just like, whatever, you know? I was basically being completely destructive and self-annihilating and just basically tell God, fuck you, I guess, that year, in a way. Even though I still had faith. Even though I always had faith. I know I had faith that God will guide me out of my hell somehow if He wants me to do something important. But at the same time, I was like, you need to like smack me out of my bullshit. You know, so that was my 2012, right? So we were in rehab. Matthew left. I think I left within 3 days. And then afterward, I was thinking that, oh my God, you know, if he had been in jail, I mean in rehab, we would have gotten out by the mid-October. So it seemed like my premonition might have came true, that we would go on a trip to Thailand in like the month of November. Like maybe my parents would have paid for something, you know? And Matthew was wondering the same thing. So that happened, right? Then around the end of August of 2012, another dream came through. And this is like a very constructed, multi-story premonition. There were two sides of the stories to that premonition. That I'm not gonna get into. I think it's on my blog somewhere. I'll link back into it. But basically, it was, at the time I didn't exactly understand it. Just basically about Texas. It was about being around water. It was about being in a place where there's a lot of people, and I'm going to be working something important with 3 women, and it did happen. And it turned out to be that at the end of September I was going to rehab in Texas on an island which is surrounded by water, and it turned out that I did meet 3 women who became a part of that 3 months that became very important to me for my growth, for my healing. So with that premonition, it seemed that because I made a bad decision, I did not listen to the premonition of 2011. I mean, in a way, even though if Matthew had left rehab, I could have stayed. I mean, if I had stayed and listened to God and being humble, being respectful, I might have stayed and Matthew might have came back, you know. But I was filled with rage, with anger, with resentment, with wrath, that I didn't listen. So another event, another timeline was created, not created, what was being put into place instead. And another event happened, right? So I think that basically tells me that I have the power to change it somehow. About this dream that I had last night. You know? I mean, I had another one that's just gonna be too long to get into, but another one was in April of 2013, the end of April of 2013. That one was a premonition about a train wreck that was about to happen on the eclipse of the first weekend of May. And it happened on Armitage train station in Chicago, where I was staying, like right next to my apartment. And it happened. And in that dream, it was a premonition about San Diego and a message about San Diego, and that the devil wants me. But at that time, I didn't really know if I was supposed to follow it or prevent it from happening. I instead chose to follow it. And I still to this day do not know for sure if I was supposed to follow it or not, but in hindsight I think I was supposed to follow it because it had already happened before in previous life cycle, and I learned so much about the dark side of things, the dark world, the other entities, and what's really happening in the world. But that's beside the point. Anyway, glad to be back. Feel much better now. I am gonna get back to my blog. I have so much I want to share. So many theories, so many ideas, so many experience, so many like eye-opening experiences about this reality in this world that we live in, that sometimes make me wonder, where do I fall into? But you know, at the same time where I'm at, I just happy. You know, I'm just living my life, and it's all I can do is just to share my love and God's love and joy with everybody, because it doesn't really matter. You know, just don't judge people, dude. Just like don't judge anybody. You know, because we are all on the same path together. It's like. And I guess at the same time, it makes it easier for me now to deal with people who still live in that reality, live in that mindset, you know, like judgment and like, you know, this pain, this living in pain, just mental pain, either inflicting on themselves or on other people. Anyway. Yep. Yeah. Sitting long, yes I know, and of course I still see activation number every day, and it's getting I'm seeing myself, seeing that I'm in more synchronization with these numbers, because it's hard to explain but the numbers today the numbers of the day that is very significant today, or like stay in my head all day, that I saw is 1 2 3 4 303 3113 123. Of course 1111 popped up, and 919. Yeah. So this is Nattawat Apibal, and I pray to God that my past is done with me, my sin, or whatever you want to call it, my bad karma, my trial and tribulations, my pain learning process, my painful learning process. I just pray that I'm done with them for now, like at least for now. You know, God, I need a break. Like seriously, need a break. I need to process them. I need to put them in writing before you put another big battle training on me or something. I don't get it. Anyway, love you all. I want to do more blogging. Obviously, I will do more video blog too. And you know, I don't know. It might be worth something for people someday.